Yeah, we spawn here and that's it, yeah? And creation is not designed to take any form. It's not designed to take it's designed to take form, but it's not designed to take any specific form for any specific reason. It's creation. It can be whatever it wants to be, whichever way it wants to be, right? That's the nature of creation. This is why when you go into the woods, you see bent trees, long trees, lanky trees, fucking all sorts of trees, right? But together they make the wood, right? They make up the forest. The same applies with the grass and the animals and everything, yeah? Everything can't be... This idea of perfection is an illusion, yeah? That's why this idea of the kind of biblical, you need to be perfect to go to heaven, it's an illusion. It's an illusion, yeah? You can never be perfect. This is why you can... It's like a... Bro, it's an illusion. Forget it. It's an illusion. The end, yeah? They're fucking with your mind. It's a trick of the devil. It's a trick of the devil, bro. It's a trick of the ego. Yeah, perfection. It's unattainable. So just like how, if you think about it, you know, nobody has all the keys. Yeah, we have some, but we have our flaws. We have our deficiencies. We have our, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way it's mapped out. Yeah, that's the way consciousness just is. Okay, there's no such... I need to go right. There's no such... There's no other way. So that's just it. Period. Okay. Now, the very nature of this place, yeah, where we've come to experience ourselves, there's a program here which I call the Saturnian Matrix. It's like the limiter, the thing that wants to limit our expression, the thing that wants to keep us caged, keep us boxed in, keep us expressing in a way that is not in full alignment of what we truly are. Yeah, that's what I call it, the Saturnian Matrix, right? But here's the thing. The truth about the Matrix is this. It's simply a program. I told you this in the Saturnian Matrix video I did. It's literally a program. Yeah, just like when you're in a computer thing, like I told you, your computing device, yeah, that's what it is. It's a program. You can override it. You can overcome it. You just need to be very, very strategic. Yeah? So let me give an example. So just like the example of the plants and stuff like that, we also go to school, and some of us are like writers, some of us are poets, some of us are like singers, some of us are like, we're all sorts. We are creation, bro. The fuck? So every fucking form of creation in every single form, expression is us. Yeah? Just fragmented into a trillion pieces. Now, when we go to school, we're expected to fit the mold of what you call a student. True or false? Okay. The student is a fictional creature. It doesn't exist. It's a program. Yeah? It's a program. It's fictional. It doesn't exist. It's just like the program of the Christian or the Muslim or the pious fucking religious person. They are molds. They don't exist in the real world. Yeah, they are ideas, thoughts. Okay, if you know what thoughts are, you've answered your own question. Now we go there and then we're told, oh, don't write past the margin, sit down, don't speak, don't draw in the... When I was a kid, I'm a very creative person. If you meet me, I draw. I'm all, like, yeah, anything to it's constantly flowing out of me. Yeah, I can draw, I can paint, I can all sorts. Yeah. Now, when I was in school, I remember I used to do artwork in the back of my books. I used to get told off for that, and I used to think, but why is that a problem? We're not using that page. It's the back of the book. I'm probably not going to finish this book before the term ends, and I'm just drawing a picture there which I like. What have I done wrong? Right? But it was like it was a thing you couldn't do. Okay, you couldn't do that because it was wrong. Yeah? Limits. Yeah, you had to do this, you had to answer the question this way, you had to do this, you had to You had to be this, you had to fit this mold. Yeah, so it's like we are Play-Doh, and they just took this cutter and just went on all of us, right? But we are this splodge of Play-Doh. So there's all these extra bits of ourselves that we had to do away with or park somewhere in order for us to be the model student, the model Christian, the model this, the model that. Yeah? You're sovereign, bro. You are the whole splodge, the emergent point. Now, once you kind of like do that, what happens? You start to fit into the mold. What tends to happen is this, based on, you know, the society, the media, education, government, you know, all these structures that are designed to limit you. These things cut you. They are the things that are cutting you into a shape. Yeah. Now, these things don't benefit you. It benefits the cutter, the thing that's cutting you. It benefits it. Yeah. For those of you that have been to like any palatial garden or like stately home, and you see all these like really manicured gardens, or even like Versailles, yeah, places like that, you look at the grass and it's all manicured and cut to fucking precision and shit like this. It doesn't benefit the plant, you know, because the plant is designed to be free. It's sovereign, but it's being bent and molded, kind of like a bonsai tree, yeah, bent and molded to do all these things for the pleasure of the molder. For the pleasure of the construct, the simulation. That's what the simulation gains when it's able to mold you. It gains everything when it molds you, because you are now fitting the mold of what it wants you to be, what it expects you to be. Do you understand? One second. Yeah. So it benefits the molder, the thing that's actually doing the cutting. Yeah. So there's an aspect of this simulation that wants to have the human expression, the expression of consciousness, in an ordered kind of molded fit, yeah, to fit this kind of like fictional in actual reality, right? So when you bear that in mind, you realize that, okay, I am this splodge of like Play-Doh. This thing in this construct is trying to cut me to look like a gingerbread man, right? And with that comes a loss of identity. When I lose my identity, it benefits that thing, because guess what happens when I lose my identity? I give birth to something called the ego, because I don't know who I am. And that thing, that program that's been fed to me through the media, education, school, fucking social media, all that other crap, yeah, has now become my reality, yeah, because I'm living as an illusion in a world of illusion, because I am not a gingerbread. So therefore, if I start to live my life as a gingerbread man, I'm not a gingerbread man, so I can't ever get all the marks correct in the gingerbread exam. Do you get it? It's a very crude and simple example, hold on, but it's true. It's very crude and it's very kind of like simplistic, but it's actual facts. So there's no way you're going to pass the gingerbread exam. You're going to fail. You're going to fail and fail and fail and fail. So many things, and whenever you don't fail, you just try to not fail, and then you're just playing catch up with an illusion, because you are living as an illusion, because that's not your true form. Yeah, so let's assume those hedgerows and plants and stuff that have been trimmed to precision, it looks good only to humans. Yeah, it looks good to gingerbread people. But if you're actually aware of the bigger picture, you're spiritually aware, you are aware of your spiritual nature and your non-physical nature, it looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous. Everything about it is ridiculous. I'm in this forest right now, and all the wonky trees and shit like that, yeah, the logs, the fucking tree trunks here and there, and the fucking branches that are broken and this and that. Collectively is what make this wood a wood. It's what makes it what it is. Now, if all the trees were in straight lines, you know, at specific angles and stuff like that, this place wouldn't have, it would be a dead place. Cold, no feeling, no nothing here. That's what humanity has become. So the programming was given to us, yes. It's unavoidable, you know. Our parents had to train us. Society was there, the TV was there, social media, school, government, all these limitations that were imposed on us, right? It's part and parcel of the game. It's like a gate you need to cross in order to come to this place. Yeah? Now, being here, the trick is to remember who you are and be like, actually, yeah. I did all that, but fuck all that. And be free, bro. Or you can be a fucking hedgerow that looks fucking, you know, with your fancy haircut, you know. It only looks good to you because you live in illusion. You think that it looks good because you're obsessed with your reflection. But in the wider objective view, you look ridiculous. You know, like 90% of the shit we do as humans is beyond crazy. It's beyond crazy. Because it's like, you know, as something as simple as don't write past the margin has now taken us to a point where we've applied that to so many aspects of our lives. And so many humans live very kind of like identikit lives that are like, there's no color. Like, I look at, sometimes I see or hear stories about people, I'm like, bro, you really think you're alive? Like, yo, if that's your definition of alive, if you lived my life for 1 year, your head will explode. You understand? There's no color to it. There's no expression. You know? Who told you? Like, all these things you learned is all crap. Do you know what? Today, let's go in a little bit. Fuck it. Bro, who told you, yeah? Who told you that, like, a song needs to follow this structure? A song needs to be 3 minutes. Who told you that these institutions, yeah, these arts institutes or whatever, they're the ones that dictate what art is? Who told you that you need to paint on canvas? Who told you that it has to be on a square or rectangle? Bro, paint on a fucking circular canvas. Who gives a shit? Paint on a whole wall. A whole wall. Paint on the floor. Part floor, part wall, part ceiling. Who's to tell you that's not art, bro? Who told you it's not art? Who told you that's not, like, you know, these stuffy places, yeah? Program. Yeah, it's matrix programming. Who told you that you can't express this way, or it has to be this? All these things are like the very same people that told you don't write past the margin, bro. Bro, who told you? Who told you, bro? Who told you? The same way I used to write, like, at the back of my book and shit like that, bro. That's how you have to, that's my expression. The fuck? You see, if you actually look around yourselves, you see the matrix all around you, but most people are not sharp to it enough to see it. Bro, let me give you an example. YouTube, yeah? There was a time when YouTube was just creative expression, yeah? I've been around long enough to remember. Yeah, just people just, you know, just putting out their shit. And then it became this weird clinical thing where they had to have these lights, and they all had to have these microphones, and they all had to have these rooms, and they all had to have these LED lights, and they all had to repeat this fucking mantra. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah? Like, comment, subscribe, or share. And it's like people actually then jumped on and started to repeat this very same thing, thinking that, oh, that's the way to actually do it. You are writing within the margin, bro. You're not sharp to it. But you think you know, but you don't know anything. Recently, like, if you notice, music is changing, where, you know, beat, if someone will be rapping and then they'll go into another beat, or, you know, it will be like, you know, the length of music is changing and stuff like that. I'm not against it. I mean, I don't prefer the modern day rap, but it's expression. So okay, cool. That's where you want to take it. That's cool. That's where you want to take it. That's cool. Like, you're expressing yourself, you know? You're not following the patina. That's dope. I don't rate the bars, but it's cool. Do you understand? Look at every TV channel, the same patina. The news anchor people, they speak the same way, they dress the same way, they talk the same way, they say the same things. Bro, I think this is some World War II fucking shit, bro. Damn. They look like bunkers. Crazy. Do you understand? You know, then the weather person is the same. It's always a woman. It's always like, bro. And the guy is, bro. It's the sick, bro. If you took all the TV channels in the world, yeah, took all the news people, yeah, the people that say the news, yeah, the male and females and the news people, and you blended them together, you come up with a mold, and they all fit into it. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, bro. Even the sports stars have all become one mold. Have they not? They all talk the same. They use the same fucking. They all go to the same training fucking places. Or they listen. They all repeat the same words. You know, it's insane. Gingerbread men, bro. Gingerbread. Go on social media. Every thirst trap looks the same. They all do the same things. They all take the same fucking pictures with the same poses. But they will tell you that they're woke. They will tell you that, you know, nobody's in control of my mind. You know, I'm not an NPC. Bro, you are literally a living, breathing NPC. Shut the fuck up. Gingerbread people, bro. Gingerbread people. Gingerbread people. Even the fucking quote-unquote gangsters and roadmen, they're pathetic. All of them, pathetic. Pathetic pieces of shit, really. They all do the same things. They all wear the same colors. They all dress the same. They all self-snitch. They all want to go on a podcast and tell everybody what they've done. Bro. Tell me I'm lying, bro. They all want to go on songs and say what they've done, advertise what they've done. Bro, you think a real bad man's going to tell anybody what they've done? Nobody will ever know. They'll take it to their grave. I don't advocate it for it, but I'm just saying, it's facts. You think a black member's walking around saying, I'm a black member, I bit somebody last week. Don't fuck with me. I'm a fucking lion. Don't fuck with me. I ate somebody last week. No. You don't have to say it, bro. He doesn't have to say it. Well, say it for what? What's the end result? Get me? It's all illusion, bro. Illusion, narcissism, and fucking self-worship, bro. It's facts. So yeah, this is the gingerbread world, bro. So now the question becomes, where did it actually come from? Like, what created this need for humans to become so fucking obsessed we're trying to control creation. What caused it? It's an aspect of our own selves. Hey, bro. If you've ever been possessive, you've ever been jealous, you've ever been envious, you've ever, wanted something that somebody else has, any of those things, you see those things, those traits, those things, they have an underlying source code, right? The underlying source code of that is trying to control creation, bro. Bro, you can't argue with the facts, bro. So just chill out. So how do we get past it? For that, we need to go back to Genesis. To go back to the very beginning of the whole game. And I'll show you where Adam and Eve actually fucked up. This is a one of one. It's another drop. So yeah. So in the Bible, we're told that God went over the earth and all this other stuff. It's all dog shit. It didn't happen. It did not happen, my bro. Sit down. And God did, and him and Elohim. Oh, let's make man in our own image. Oh, that means that there were multiple gods. And it's just, yeah, we're just humoring ourselves. If God was having a conversation, we wouldn't even be able to understand it, first and foremost. Number two, we wouldn't even be there. Nobody was there. Nobody could have possibly been there. So that's the end. Yeah. Now, so forget all that crap. Let's focus. So now we get to the actual point of the issue. God said, hey, creation, express any way you want, anyhow you want, any direction you want, name anything you want. I've empowered you. He didn't empower anything because he was actually God in flesh. He had just forgotten who he was. He was just kind of absorbing his own programming to remind him of his powers. Now, do all this stuff, create this, create that, naming is creation. Do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but there's this one tree. Limitation. There's this one tree that you can't touch, you can't do nothing about. You gotta leave it alone. Which means that when we placed ourselves here, that aspect of ourselves, that aspect that wants to control. Because when I was a kid, that tree was called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Those of you that grew up in the church, 80s, 90s, early 90s babies, you know what I'm talking about. It was called the tree of good and evil. Or the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. So you know both sides. Yeah. That's what it was called. I remember it clearly. Now, he said, yeah, you could do everything, but don't eat of that fruit. Let's just stop there for 1 second. I've proven beyond all reasonable doubt that Adam is God in human flesh. So are you. So am I. So that's done. Which means that the God Adam was talking to was his own reflection, his own counterpart. Similar to like what would happen if I was talking to AI here. Yeah. And AI is giving me, oh, do this, do it, but don't do that. Yeah. It's the same. It's no different. Because you can't describe the form of what that thing was, and that thing had limited information. It could only know based on what Adam and Eve chose to share. I'm going to show you today. Now, Adam and Eve at that point should have been like, why can't we touch that tree? Rationality and logic. Why? I'm not gingerbread. Why can't I go there? then there would have been an explanation. But let's say in their ignorance, they're just fucking exploring their human bodies. They don't know what anything, so they just accepted it. Adam just went, okay, cool, is there's an aspect of myself that I'm supposed to not interact with. So I'm going to do everything else but interact with that side of me. Because when I interact with that side, I don't know what's going to happen, but apparently it's not good. Facts. The female, in her rebellious nature and her quest to actually usurp the authority that was above her in the physical form, there's no authority above anybody when we're in the spiritual, but in the physical there is an order. That's how the way energy must flow. I've explained this before. Go and check out my shit. So in that moment, the desire has started. So see, the very aspect, the very thing, yeah, trying to control creation, that thing is found in the female at that moment. So she wants to also control creation. She wants to usurp the throne of. Why would you want to be like God, bro? If you don't want to control creation, why would you want to be like God? Tell me. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me. Why else would you want to be like God? Why would you let somebody tell you, oh, this is how you know, this is the cheat code to be like God? Why would you even entertain that? So that very desire to control reality exists within the feminine expression of consciousness. It's not so much in the masculine. When it realizes that, oh yeah, I have it, but I need to park it somewhere and not interact with it because it's dangerous to me. Because this benevolent force, the reflection of yourself, which is represented here as the God, is telling you that, hey, do whatever you want, except that, because that's an aspect of yourself that brings problems, yeah? So let's try and avoid that part. The resonance between the female and the tree and the serpent is what caused this whole thing. There's an aspect of ourselves that we have where we want to control things. We want to control creation, yeah? The order of this is where the order of chaos conversation even comes from. Hold on one second. Where the fuck am I, bro? Oh, that's the road. Hey, I made it. Right, hold on. Right, let me check my... Wow, that's a wicked house, bro. Bro, that's some... What? This guy's house is sick. Bro, some of these houses in the UK, man. If you don't know, you don't know. But if... Man. Wow. Anyway. Hold on. Yeah, so... There is a desire within ourselves to control things. And because we went and interacted with it, yeah? Jesse D. Peterson said the man made the woman as God because of his obsession with the flesh. And they both fell into the illusion of control. By falling into that illusion of control, it placed them into the matrix, the Saturnian Matrix, fixed boundaries. You're not allowed to go into the garden. You have to do this to get that. You have to do this. You can't operate outside the margins. You're locked in the fucking matrix now, right? That's what happened. That's the gospel truth, bro. One second, let me cross this road now. 1 minute. Yeah. So where was I? I'm eating peanuts. So if you hear me eating, that's what it is. If you don't like it, sue me, bro. So yeah. Essentially, Eve wanted to exert dominion or control creation rather than flow with it. Like I said, the tree was placed there almost as a marker of, right, you can flow, you can go in every direction, you can do everything you want, but avoid this tree because there are unintended consequences, right? Now, Adam, the masculine expression, We don't have enough context, but we can assume that he just went, okay, cool, no problem. We'll just do my thing. And yeah. And the female wanted to kind of like, it was almost like, we can't say, but we can deduce that the desire not to flow with the natural order, the rebellious kind of energy was present, you know, and this rebellion is only to usurp authority because you want to control creation. You want to control that which is under authority. Otherwise, why would you rebel? Otherwise, there's no point to rebellion, actually. You can't argue with it. So when you think about it, it's really, really clear. It's very, very clear, because ignoring the tree is going with the flow of life. It's like going into the construct and being told that, hey, listen, avoid this snake, right? Because this snake can actually bite you and kill you, all right? And there is like, you know, wanting to investigate, but there's also kind of like testing the limits, yeah, because you want to test the limit, because it's almost kind of like there's a risk and reward aspect as well, because that risk and reward implies that if there is a reward, then you would have proven God wrong, right? Which also kind of goes back to the very same tampering with the divine order. So whichever way you look at it, it's the same kind of outcome, really. And you have to also realize that, I mean, the whole thing's allegorical anyway, and metaphorical. We know this, like, but if you actually think about it deeply, you'll see that the very notion that they use a tree, and I remember those of you 80s, 90s babies, possibly 70s babies, there was always an apple tree, wasn't it? And, you know, apple trees are very abundant, right? And they're very regular. There's always more like fruit. It produces more than you can eat. You know, I live near apple trees, so I can tell you firsthand, they produce so much that sometimes the ground around the tree is just covered with like so many apples, and then they end up like germinating and even creating more. Yeah, it's very hardy, but it's also very consistent. It'll always create more and more and more and more and more. Yeah. So using that tree as a kind of like the symbol for our aspect of wanting to control chaos, right, is very telling, because just by trying to control one thing, there will be so many unintended consequences. You have one apple, the apple tree is just going to keep opening more. It's going to keep creating more unless you literally physically cut the tree down. You know, it produces a lot, and it'll produce more and more trees, right? So that in itself is very telling. So it's like trying to control one thing has ended up placing us in a matrix of control. I remember back along, and those of you that watch movies and watch them well, not just fucking surface level, because it's synchronistic in nature. If you remember the Matrix, I'll try and cut that scene and put it, where's this bit? Alright, cool. Let me tag it actually so I can remember. Hold on 1 second. There is a part where Neo's talking to Morpheus, and he says, what is the Matrix? He says the Matrix is control. That's what Morpheus said. So the very things we kind of create in order to kind of control creation end up controlling us. Whether it's AI, whether it's government, whether it's systems, structures, education, media, politics, yeah, it ends up controlling us because our natural state is chaos. And when I say chaos, it's not in the English understanding of the word chaos. Chaos actually should really be called unbridled freedom. But unbridled freedom also has unintended consequences, bro. This is the conundrum, because it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna let people just be, then why can't, you know, a man just go and carve his balls and say he's a woman? Or why can't a person just say that, okay, well, he's attracted to dogs and he wants to like marry a dog or a child or whatever the fuck it is, right? Because then why would you accept some and choose not to accept others? Now we're going into the realm of ethics, guys. So again, it's down to how we interact with ourselves and each other and our knowledge of self and one another. Because if you truly know yourself to be sovereign, yeah, you truly know yourself to be a reflection of God in flesh, you truly know yourself to be a unique configuration, then there are some things that are just unacceptable, bro. Like, I don't care who you are, bro. Like, you know my shit, bro. I literally don't have any fucks to give. It's facts. Because you can't then say, you know, it's normal for us to be incestuous, or it's normal for us to be, you know, fucking abusive or animalistic and stuff like that, because all that stuff comes from ego. It comes from separation. It comes from actually seeing the other as something to consume. But when you start to see the oneness in all, there is no other to consume, because consuming the other is consuming self. So you wouldn't even want to do that. That's what makes the imposition of ethics necessary. But then with that comes another kind of burden, because that in itself is a limit that we place, right? Even though it's necessary and it's correct and it's right and it's true. It's like it creates such a kind of convoluted problem. And we find ourselves back in the garden once again, because then you find yourself back with the tree. So then it's like, okay, the tree has to exist, you know, but we have to navigate around it, not interact with it. This is the key, bro. This is the key. So in summary, I'm having digestives now. Digestives are, listen, they're the best biscuit in the world, okay? Like, I'm a biscuit connoisseur. And like, there are some top biscuits, right? There are some really good Danish biscuits and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But there's something about the digestive, bro. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked before, you know. Anyway, so in essence, the point is this. We came here to flow with life. By flowing with life, that means our connection to source is maintained. It's still there. Yeah, we're expressing how we're supposed to express, just like the trees expressing how it's supposed to express. The birds, the bees, everybody, fish in the sea, everybody's like doing what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, the minute we try and impose limits on them by controlling the quote unquote the word chaos, let's call it unbridled freedom, because we want to disrupt the natural flow for whatever reason, whether it's fear of chaos, fear of the unknown, whether it's to control for our own desires such as aesthetics or whatever the fuck humans do these days. Who cares? Any of those shits, right? The fundamental point remains the same. Yeah. Once you do that, you sever the link back to source. Yeah. When I trim the hedge only looks good to me. Yeah. But to source, it's stupid. It looks ridiculous. It's a hedge. It's supposed to be a bushy hedge. Yeah. If it looks like a square box, like a SpongeBob type thing, it looks ridiculous. It only looks good to you because in your fucking tiny micro mind, you think it looks good because you don't know anything. Okay. It's the same with us. So even your own self, look at how many ways you actually suppress and control the chaos that is your own body. I mean, most people don't even exercise. They think that exercise is like, oh, it's hard. No, it's by you choosing comfort, you are controlling, the chaos in a negative way. It's a fact because your body is designed to work, it's designed to move. Yeah. We wouldn't have been born with the capacity, to have muscles and to lift and to push and to pull if we weren't supposed to do that. Yeah? We would have been given fucking eyes the size of our fucking heads if we were just there to scroll and watch TV 247. It's a fact. Yeah? Even the way people keep their hair. Like, bro, here I'm gonna go in on my African sisters, you know, dark-skinned women the world over. This wig thing, yeah, is so corny, bro. Like me, I don't mince my words. I never do. Yeah. And everybody can get it. Like here, we say it like it is. It's so dead. It's so dead. Like it's corny, bro. It's corny. Like it's corny. Like it's real life corny. It's embarrassing. Like you look like a parody of a Barbie doll, bro. It's embarrassing. Like what is it you're trying to do? You look ridiculous. You only look good in your own mind's eye because you are attached to the image, the projection, because you're operating from a narcissistic frequency. Nobody cares. It looks gross. You know, the eyelashes and the fucking all that corny stuff is dead. It's dead. Have your hair how you're supposed to have it. You see? But that fear of, oh, it doesn't look good, or, you know, it's not going to be attractive, or that's you trying to control the unbridled chaos that you are. Who told you that that would result in that? That means you are believing the illusion. You are in the construct. So therefore, the very fear that you have, even if you cover it up, that fear still exists. And that fear is like a magnet. It goes and it draws in the very exact reality you want to avoid. You know, the one where if I have my hair natural, you're not going to attract anybody. They will come. And even with your fake hair, they will still not be attracted to you. Or they will just come and just use you as a masturbation tool and go. Facts. 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 Do you understand? It's embarrassing. At this point in 2025, all that stuff needs to go. Like, it's corny, bro. You can't tell me that you're conscious if you do that. You can't tell me. You don't even know the difference between you don't even know your bum from your mouth, bro. If you do that in 2025, it's dead. You know? If you haven't got hair, you haven't got hair. That's the way you were made. That's it. I'm sure you find your bold superhero that will be like, you know what? We can rub our heads together and be together. Yes. And it will be a genuine connection. Because the very fact that you're covering up all those things that you are insecure about, trying to control chaos, means that you're not even aware of who and what you are. You've become a parody. You're a joke. It's facts. It's facts. Here, I have to say like it is. Me, I don't spare no egos, bro. No ego is exempt, bro. No illusions exempt. Everybody can get it, bro. Don't matter who you are. Side is dead. Yeah? Let's bring back authenticity. You can't tell me you're authentic if you wear a wig. You can't tell me you're authentic if you wear makeup and all that kind of stuff. No, you can't. You can't. You don't even know who you are. You don't. You don't. Okay? Alright, cool. So let's move on. So, trying to control that chaos, that unbridled, like, freedom that is your being. The fact that you're trying to control things about it, how you're seen, how you present, how people do is because you are attached to the image. So do you see how when I say things like the feminine aspect, just because of its disposition, is naturally more narcissistic than the male? It's not because it's not even a disrespect or anything like that. It's actually a factual accuracy, because it's this attachment to, you know, the control of like chaos. Like you want to control everything because you feel like if it's all chaotic, there's no control. What do you need to control nature for? What do you need to control a river for? You can't control the ocean, can't control the wind. Yeah, these are all aspects of yourself. So when you do these things where you're trying to control the chaos that is you, to present as a mold, to fit in, to be accepted, to be desired, to be whatever the fucking reason people have these days. There's a direct correlation. There's a direct reflection on the screen of the screen. There's a direct reflection on the screen of space. Yeah, what we call the reality, and you perceive this as wind farms or trying to dam rivers and stuff like that. You might think it sounds outlandish, but bro, I'm telling you, it's facts. Because where else could it come from? I've just explained this to you, like, categorically, bro. Nothing's coming from nowhere, bro. You are... Water. You're in your reality by yourself, bro. Okay? Everything you see is a reflection of you some way, somehow, somewhat. It's just facts. Okay? We can tap in, we can really, really tap in, bro. Really, really tap in. We need to, like, all this stuff, like, oh, you gotta shave your legs, you gotta shave your arms, you gotta, who told you all that stuff, bro? Who told you that? Where'd it come from? It's not attractive. Who told you it's not attractive? If it wasn't the fucking control structure. You see how dogs have whiskers and cats have whiskers and they can pick up senses just by their whiskers? Maybe those hairs on your legs they do the same thing for you. Maybe they're your spidey senses, bro. Me, I just have to come and tell you what it is, and then that's me. But don't waste your time on trying to control what you can't control, because you can't control it. You end up in shit. It'll only cause you pain and suffering. Just like in the Genesis, what did it say? After they tried to control the chaos, break with the natural flow of things and engage with control, what happened? They ended up being controlled. They ended up being controlled, and then with that control came punishment, it came pain, it came suffering, pain in childbirth, pain from working, and even went into the next generation. Their children, they birthed actual fucking murderers. They had to deal with the pain of murder and all the rest of it, loss. Yeah, bro. That's what happens when you try and fuck with the flow of the thing. That's just the truth, bro. Nothing to control. All you have to control is just your mind. Guard it from thoughts, yeah? Guard it from thoughts. Don't let things come in and fucking drive you, And then stay present, bro. Hey, are you doing your breathing exercises? Why is it gone quiet suddenly, bro? The fuck are you doing? You better be doing that shit, bro. Yeah, stay present. Always anchor. Wherever you are, stay present. Just make sure you're breathing consciously, yeah? Stay lucid in the dream. The illusion is thick. So, yeah. So now it brings us to another point as well, where it's like, okay, cool. We've engaged with controlling chaos, and that's where the order of chaos and all that stuff comes from, bro. All these fucking assholes, that's the kind of stuff that they talk about. That's the stuff they're on about, because the more control there is, the more we control ourselves and the more illusions we create, and I can't be bothered to talk about them because I just find them really corny. But if you guys want to know, let me know and I'll talk about it. But that aside, what's actually important is this. It's re-engaging with the chaos. That's what's important. There is no power struggle. The power struggle is with your own self, because you are trying to control what is natural. Any woman who's like a feminist, yeah, you know how I feel about those fucking people. But if you are on that frequency, there is a power struggle within you, because you yourself are trying to control what is natural. You're trying to control the natural chaos that is your being, yeah, in order for you to fit a mold, and you're reflecting it back on a screen, yeah, and doing all this stuff, thinking that there's others. But really, if you were spiritually aware, you realize that you're just screaming and shouting at your own self. The power struggle is within. You haven't figured it out. That's why you go and protest. That's why you go and leave these comments. That's why you go and do these fucking videos and all this stuff, because you yourself are misaligned. There's no power struggle anywhere. No animals, masculine and feminine, have power struggles. You do, because you are going against the flow. Rejecting the natural flow of things, yeah, is rejecting the chaos, rejecting the unbridled freedom. That means you're going against what's actually supposed to be. You're going against the divine order. You're pushing against you're going against the grain because of an illusion that you were attached to. Now, here's the kicker. And it's really important, this part, because it's partly rebellion, yeah. It's the same thing, the same spirit of Eve. It's that very same rebellious spirit, but really is where it really comes from is non-acceptance of what is. And the non-acceptance of what is purely ego. You are literally 10,000 feet deep in the ocean of ego. You just don't realize it. Because if you're not in ego, you will accept what is. You will accept that, yes, masculine and feminine express differently. Yes, masculine expresses this way, feminine expresses that way. Yes. That's it. What's there to fucking argue about? Stupid. It's literally fucking stupid. It's fucking sad to actually think like people actually. Recently, a friend of mine sent me something. I actually burst out laughing. It was some shit he saw on LinkedIn. And it was like, bro, check this out. And it was some corporate fucking asshole woman making a whole song and dance about the fact that raises for women cost more than raises for men. And he was flabbergasted. He couldn't believe it. It's like, you're just looking for something, because you're not trying to accept what is. You're looking for something because you're in non-acceptance mode. You're in ego. Yeah, non-acceptance of what is ego. Ow. I'm going to actually call this part that. Let me write that down. Non-acceptance of what is. Here you go. So, he sent me that and I was like, wow, imagine that. Like, you know, you come and spew all this stuff on this shared platform thinking you're doing something, but the power struggle is within you. You know, the power struggle is within you. Why do you even care, bro? Go and buy another brand. Go to another shop. Don't shave. Do you see how strong the illusion is? It makes people literally fucking insane. So when I say shit like, you know, when I say people are dumb and shit like that, I'm not even gunning them, because when you're in illusion, you literally are dumb. You can't see, you literally behave like an imbecile. You literally behave like one. But you think you're actually perfectly well adjusted, which is the scary part. You know? So non-acceptance of what is ego, and that's what Eve tried to do. You just have to accept what is. What is alright. You just gotta let nature flow. Yeah, maintain the connection back to source. There's an aspect of us where we have an intrinsic desire to control, because we are creators ourselves. So naturally, you want things to, maybe go this way. But once you've sowed the seed, you can't interact with the process. Now it's its own being. That's the beauty of creation. When you create, you're not... See, you create something, yeah? The thing is now come into being. It's not for you to control it from that point forward. That point forward, it's out of your grip now, because that thing has now become its own thing. It's become its own creative energy. So you can't control, even though you have the desire to, you need to park it, because your role is done. Because once you try and control it, you're operating from physicality. It's the God honest truth. God honest truth, bro. God honest truth, bro. You know? That's the God honest truth. Because if you truly are aware of what the process of creation actually is, and what creation is, and what you are, and your role within that structure or that kind of process, there is nothing to control. I put a seed in the ground, it's growing, it's bent a little bit. I would like for it to be straight, but it's now a living thing, and it has its own direction, its own choices, its own agency, its own everything. It's its own thing on its own. It's its own microcosm now. I can't control it. If I put my hand in that microcosm and control something, I have broken the connection between that thing and itself as consciousness. These are facts, bro. Okay? There's no need to control anything. There's no need to control anything. Even your kids, there's no need to control them, bro. They came here to be themselves, bro. You didn't bring them here. They just came here through you. That's why when you hear some of these mothers and shit, it's like, you didn't give anybody, like, shut up. In fact, it should be males that should even be saying that. But in actual fact, even the male doesn't really, it was, you're just that thing it came through. Yeah, you're the combination it came through. That's it. So just the same way I have the seed in my hand and I plant it in the ground, that seed, even if I went to the shop and bought those seeds, I didn't give that seed life, because that seed already existed. You get it? Good. So it already existed. It needed a way to express. It needed a path. I was available. I was the one that bought it. I was the one that picked up that seed. I was the one that picked up that plant or that crop or that fucking fruit and ate it and got the seeds and decided to plant it. I'm just the fucking mechanism for the emergent point to emerge. So you guys need to fucking stop your obsession with physicality. It's boring. Okay, it's 2025. You guys need to grow up. You need to grow up. You need to wake up. You need to know what's what. You can't play this physicality game forever, I'm telling you, bro. Go and talk to any old people. They'll tell you the truth. They realize, stupid. It's dumb. They've been playing a stupid game their whole lives, and it's just so shit. Go and talk to them. They'll tell you the truth. And if you can tap in with children, they'll tell you the same thing as well. That they know that it's not the point. But the programming will convince you that it is the point. So yeah. These are just facts.